So, very good evening, Pradeep ji. So, let me share my screen with you. This
Okay.
is the screen. And I hope you have, I shared this with you also. है ना? This PPT I shared with you. Have you seen it?
Uh, no, sir. I haven't received this
In WhatsApp.
in WhatsApp. Sorry, I didn't see, sir. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So, you can just see, you can
Okay.
open your WhatsApp and I hope I have already, let me see.
No,
Yes.
no, sir. I didn't receive actually. I received only the invoice copy. Other than that,
No, no, no,
sorry,
no,
I
no.
received. Yeah, 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 I
I'll
received.
again share it.
Okay. Okay.
I'll again share it.
No, no, I have received, sir. Yeah.
I received, you have received, no? Okay.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes.
So this PPT, it contains all the sections, rules, regulations as per the amended syllabus.
Okay.
And this amended syllabus will be applicable from 1st of July 2025.
Okay.
So
Okay.
for
Yeah.
any examination you take up after 1st of July, you will be having questions from this updated syllabus. Up
Okay.
to
Okay.
30th June, you will be having exam as per the old syllabus.
Okay. Understood.
So I hope you will be appearing in the new syllabus. Am I
Yeah, yeah. I
audible?
have gone through.
Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah. Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So I hope you will be appearing in new syllabus only.
Yeah. I'll target to appear in June syllabus only. Yes.
June or July.
June only. Yeah.
But up to June is old syllabus and we are covering it
Okay.
as per new syllabus these days. Although there is not much change.
Ah, okay, okay. So then, yeah, yeah, I think in July only I will attend. Yeah.
Okay. So that is better
So to
for you
be,
because it requires a
yeah,
very deep study. So
understood.
first of all, let me assess your understanding of IBC. So what is the preamble
Okay.
of IBC? What is the
Sir,
basic
my
idea?
understand.
What is the basic
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
idea behind IBC?
Ah,
Whether it is liquidation, whether it is recovery of debt, or whether it is maximization of the interest of stakeholders. What is the basic thought behind this IBC?
sir, it is maximization of stakeholders.
Right.
So to
It
revive
is
the company.
maximization of the interest of stakeholders.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
anything you do should aim at resolution first. So first of
Yeah,
all,
correct.
we should try to have a resolution, and in that case, resolution is not possible, then liquidation.
Yeah.
So this is the first thing we have to remember. Any idea about public announcement? Suppose you have been appointed. What is the process? Can you tell me the process in brief? In IBC, what is the process? Suppose you are a banker. You have given loan
Ah,
to a company and the company is
mm,
not paying you back.
mm,
Then
mm. Mm.
in what way you will proceed? You are a
So,
banker.
yeah, yeah. So first, I think I will give a notice. I will give a notice to the lender.
Okay.
Yeah. And no, if it is more than 1 crore, okay,
Yes.
then I will file a NCLT application.
Okay.
Okay.
First of all, whether you will have to have the consent of the insolvency professional also?
Uh, in insolvency professional.
Yes. You are a
Yeah,
banker.
I think.
You want to file an
Like,
application. Whether you
mm-hmm.
can file on your own?
Yeah, I can file on my own as a financial creator. I can
Okay.
file
You
my
don't need
own.
an insolvency professional. You don't need to name an insolvency professional in your application.
Yeah, I can recommend an IP.
No, whether you can or you have to.
Uh, I can. I need not because if not, I'm no recommending any IP. The NCLT will no
No,
or
no, no,
IBB.
no,
Yeah. Hmm.
no. The first thing is that you are necessarily required to
Okay.
recommend the name of an insolvency professional who will be acting as IRP. So you have to obtain his consent
Okay, okay,
even
okay,
prior to filing the application. And in the application
okay.
itself, you have to give the name of that
Understood,
insolvency professional.
understood, understood.
This is the first thing. Now,
Hmm.
what are the different types of persons who can file applications? Section 7, you know something about Section 7?
Yeah, yeah, yes, sir.
What is
There
that?
are yeah, financial institutions,
Yes,
financial creators, and operational creators, which is under Section 8, I think.
Section 8 and 9. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So let us talk about Section 7 first. You already
Ah,
know that 1 crore is the basic limit. Hai na? That is
yeah,
given as
yeah.
per Section 4. Now, in Section 7, what could be the different types of financial creditors?
Okay.
In Section
Banks.
7, suppose you are a banker.
Ah,
This is one class.
yeah.
So, besides bankers, who can file as a financial creditor? You are a
Correct.
banker, you can file individually. Am I audible? I hope I am audible.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes.
yes.
So, in Section 7, if you go to Section 7, then what are the different types of financial creditors who can file the application? You are a banker, you have
Yeah.
given a loan of say 1 crore, you can file individually.
Hmm.
Suppose there are four bankers. Okay?
Consortium of bank.
So each has given a loan of 25 lakhs. So whether they can
Oh,
join hands and they can file the application or not?
yeah, they can. They can do
They
it.
can. Right. Okay. And suppose there are some home buyers. So for home buyers, what is the limit? What is the minimum limit as per Section 7? Because
Mm,
first of all, first question, whether home buyers are financial creditors?
yes, they are financial creditors.
Yes. So in case of home buyers, how many minimum home buyers should be there to file the application? I hope my screen is visible. Is it visible?
Yeah, yeah, it is visible, sir.
So second proviso, you just read the second proviso. Section 7,
Uh,
second, provided further that.
yeah, provided for that, that financial creditors referred to in clause A and B
No, no, no. This
of
is the first
subsection.
proviso. Second proviso. Provided further that. Yes.
For that that for financial creditors who are allottees under a real estate project, an application for initiating corporate insolvency resolution process against the corporate debtor shall be filed jointly by not less than 100 of such allottees under the same real estate project, or not less than 10% of the total number of such allottees under the same real estate project, whichever is less.
Yes. So there is a minimum requirement. So that means a single home buyer will not be able to file the application. So what is the
Okay.
minimum number?
100 or 10% of total
Yes.
number of allottees, whichever is less.
Yes. And so this is section 7. Now, whether there is a concept of dispute in section 7 or not. Suppose you are
No,
a
no, there
financial
is.
creditor. So whether the
Yeah.
company can raise this plea that there is a dispute.
No, sir. For financial creditor, there cannot be any dispute.
Right. Very correct. But for operational creditors, there is a concept of dispute.
Dispute. Yeah.
Right? Na? So how many days notice is to be given?
10 days. 10 days.
10 days. Okay. And he has to revert within how many period? How much period?
No, within 10 days of receipt of the notice, he has to, the operational creditor can demand to pay within 10 days. I think the
Now, notice period is how much?
10
Notice
days
period.
only.
Notice period is given in rule number 5. So, do you have a copy of the Bear Act also with you?
Uh, I don't have, sir, but I have some study material.
No, you
Yeah,
can open this PPT.
yeah,
Can
yeah, I
you,
can open.
can you open this PPT? और लेट मी शो यू रूल 5. ठीक है. So rule 5, what rule 5 says? Because along with the section, you have to read the rules and regulations.
Okay.
These are the regulations,
Hmm.
and thereafter I have given you the rules also. So let us read rule 5. This is rule 5. Now what rule 5 says? Rule
Yeah,
5
demand
says
notice
demand notice by
notice by
operational
operational
creditor.
creditor.
Yes, what it says? Just
An
read
operational
the.
creditor shall deliver to the corporate debtor the following, namely, a demand notice in Form 3 or a copy of invoice attached with a notice in Form 4.
Hmm. Ah.
Yeah, the demand notice or the copy of invoice demanding the payment referred
Hmm.
to in subsection 2 of the section 8 of the code may be delivered to the corporate debtor at the registered post by hand, register post, or speed post with acknowledgement due, or by electronic mail service to a whole-time director or designated partner or key managerial person, if any, of the corporate debtor. A copy of the demand notice or the invoice demanding payment served under this rule by operational creditor shall also be filed with information utility, if any.
Hmm. So now let us see rule this form number 3 and form number 4 also. This is form number 3, form of demand notice. है ना? Now, what is the
Yeah.
difference between demand notice and invoice?
Sir, invoice is uh, it is a proof of supply of goods or services.
Right. And what is demand notice?
Demand notice is demanding the corporate debtor to pay the amount, to settle
Right.
the amount.
Actually, there could be a situation where you have not raised the invoice.
Okay.
Suppose you are executing a civil contract. Now you are not raising invoice on daily basis. Suppose you are a
Correct.
chartered accountant. You are not raising invoice on daily basis, but you are rendering services.
Correct.
So for rendering of services, your payment is due, but you have not raised the invoice. So in such a case, you will issue a demand notice
Okay.
where you have not raised the invoice. But in case you have raised the invoice, then you will attach the invoice
Sir,
along
I
with.
have one doubt. Sorry
Yes,
to interrupt.
yes,
Suppose there should be due
right,
to minimum 1 crore. So if I
right.
have not raised the invoice, how I can issue the demand notice?
No, no, no. Actually, in demand notice, suppose because you will prove by some other means. You will suppose you can attach a copy of the contract that okay, I have entered into a civil contract with this person and I mobilized my resources on site. So this is the details of the measurements which the work which has been executed. You can attach
Okay.
some photographs. So you can attach proof.
Okay. Understood.
So
Understood.
there could be situations, na? You can exchange
Yeah.
emails with you. The client must be in contact with you on email that okay,
Mm.
you have given this or you have, or there might be some transport proof, है ना?
Mm. Mm. Mm.
Proof of dispatch of goods. There could be so many things
Mm. Mm.
by which you can prove that okay, you are executing the work.
Mm. Mm.
Suppose you have raised some UDIN. Suppose you are a chartered accountant, है ना? You have not raised the invoice, but you have raised the UDIN, है ना? You have given him
Mm.
some certification. You have done some physical inspection, stock audit, something
Mm.
of that sort. So you can attach
Mm.
those things.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, acha, just and regarding section 10, who can raise the application? Whether the corporate debtor himself can raise the
Yeah.
application?
Yeah. Voluntarily he can.
Yes. No, actually that yes, but that is whether it is voluntary liquidation or some other term is there.
No, no, voluntary resolution, I think.
Right, right. So section 10 says that the corporate debtor on its own can also file the application. Initiation of corporate insolvency resolution. So whether in this case, section 10, whether default is necessary,
Not necessary.
it is necessary.
Oh, okay, sir.
Only in case of voluntary liquidation, it is not necessary. In case of voluntary liquidation, it should be a solvent company. That is covered by section 59. But
Okay.
section 10 talks of a corporate debtor where there is a default and he himself wants to initiate the insol. So it is something, some sort of, say, voluntary winding up.
Okay.
Because there were provisions in the Companies Act regarding voluntary winding up. So similar are the situation here. There is a
Okay.
default, but the financial creditor nor the operational creditors have filed the application and the corporate debtor himself has filed the application.
Mm. Understood.
Okay. So now what could be the different types of problems which can be faced by the resolution professional? Resolution, suppose you have
Uh,
passed this examination and you have become an insolvency professional and you have been appointed as a IRP. So what are
okay.
the problems you could face?
Uh, uh, First of all, no, no, ascertaining the claims.
Mhm. No, before that.
Before
You go to
that,
the company and the
uh,
company people don't allow you to enter.
yeah, correct. That is a practical problem.
है ना? So the first
Yeah,
problem could be the resistance by the
correct.
corporate debtor
Yeah.
because they have been running the company and now their powers will be suspended.
Hmm.
So now you will be facing resistance. So we can go through this regulation, assistance and cooperation by personnel of the corporate debtor. So it says the IRP or RP as the case may be shall take custody and control from the personnel of the corporate debtor.
Hmm.
So they will give him the records, है ना? And in case they do not give, ठीक है? The personnel of the corporate debtor shall provide to the IRP or RP as the case may be list of assets and records while handing
Hmm.
over their custody and control. And the IRP or RP may, after taking such custody and control, if deemed necessary, identify persons in whose possession these assets and records will be held. Now, suppose there is nobody in the company, they have already
Correct.
fled to a foreign jurisdiction, okay? Or they are in jail. There could be a situation where the
Yeah, yeah.
directors are
I've
in jail.
seen.
So now in such a situation, how you will take custody and control?
Mm, I'll
You
identify
can
some
read point number 2.
who has not been handed over, or where any asset or record has not been handed over, or the list has not been provided under sub-regulation 2. The IRP or RP, as the case may be, shall himself prepare a list of assets, records while taking custody and control of the assets and records. And the IRP or RP may, after taking such custody or control, if deemed necessary, identify persons in whose possession these assets or records will be held.
You can read next point also.
Yeah. Each list of asset records under sub-regulation 2 and 3 shall be signed by the parties present and at least by two individuals who have witnessed the act of taking control and the custody of such assets and records.
So there have to be two independent witnesses also for
Witness.
this
Okay.
custody and control.
Okay.
Now, suppose you file an application with the adjudicating authority that the corporate debtor is not cooperating. So in such a situation, you will have to show this record also. So please read point number 6.
An application made under subsection 2 of section 19 in respect of failure to provide any asset or record as requested under the code and this regulation shall show the presence of such asset or record in the notice of requisition and
Hmm.
absence of such asset or record in the list of assets, records taken in control and custody under sub-regulation 2 and 3.
Yes. So first of all, you will give him the requisition that, okay, I want these records based
Yeah,
on the books. And then you will show that these were not handed over. है ना? So both
yeah.
things you have to produce before the adjudicating authority. The notice of requisition. What will be the notice of requisition?
List of assets and
Yes, list of assets and records required.
records. Yeah.
है
Yeah.
ना? And then they will give the list of assets handed over.
Yeah.
So both these things you have to show. Now regarding formation of COC. You have idea about formation of COC, how COC is formed?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Committee of Creditors.
Creators, yes. It will be only financial creators only. There will not
Right.
be any. Uh,
Okay. But now, in case of financial creditors, whether all financial creditors will be included or only unrelated financial creditors will be included?
unrelated.
Unrelated. Okay. And suppose all the financial creditors are related, then what will happen?
Then I think operational creators will be
Right. Very correct. How many operational creditors in that situation?
18. 18
18
operational creators and one from workmen, one from
employees.
employees.
Right. 18 largest operational creditors
Yeah,
in
correct.
terms of value, plus
Value,
one
correct.
representative of workmen, plus one representative of employees. Acha.
Employee.
Acha. Can there be a situation where can there be a situation where operational creditors could be part of this COC, even if there are financial creditors? Any such situation?
Uh, yeah, yes, sir. Because there can be some financial creator who might have done service to the company. So he can be a financial creator and operation creator.
No, no, no. My question is different. My
Sorry.
question is that there are some unrelated financial creditors also.
Okay.
But now, in such a situation, whether operational creditors could also be invited to the meetings of the committee? This is my question.
No, sir. No.
The answer is yes.
Okay.
Just see this section number 24, meetings of
Okay.
the committee of creditors.
Okay.
Please read this.
The members of committee of creators may meet in person or by such electronic means as may be specified.
No.
All the meetings of COC shall be conducted by RP.
Hmm.
The RP shall give notice of each meeting of COC to
Hmm.
members of COC, including authorized representatives referred to in subsection 6, 6A of section 26, 21 and subsection 5.
Hmm.
Members of suspended board of directors or partners of corporate persons, as the case may be.
Hmm. So, members of the
Operate
suspended board of directors or partners
directors.
of the LLP, they also
Yeah,
have to be given notice.
notice. Okay.
Hmm.
uh,
Yes.
Operational creditors
Hmm.
or their representatives if the amount of their aggregate dues is not less than the 10% of the debt.
Yes, this is important.
Okay.
So, in case there are operational creditors, and if the amount of their aggregate dues is not less than 10% of the debt, suppose total debt is 400 crores, and the debt of operational creditors is say 50 crores, so it is more than 10%.
Okay,
You know?
sir. Uh,
So, if it is not less than 10%, then operational creditors will also be invited to the meeting, one representative.
it means all the operational creditors or only how it is?
Only one representative of operational creditors.
Creditors.
Uh,
Okay.
Please read point number 3 also.
The directors, partners, and one representative of operational creditors, as referred to in subsection 3, may attend the meeting of COC, but shall not have any right to vote in such meetings.
Hmm. Provided
Okay.
that.
Okay. Provided that the absence of any such creator, partner, representative of operational creators, as the case may be, shall not invalidate the proceedings of such meeting.
Hmm. So now you know who can be invited to the meetings. Suppose you
Yeah.
are an IRP, to whom you will send notice. Now please tell me.
Uh, so I
First of
members of
all the
this
unrelated financial creditors.
creators, yes.
Whether you will send the notice to related financial creditors also or not.
No,
No, right. Very correct. So you will send the notice because they will be
to
members of
unrelated.
COC. So first of all, you will send the notice to members of the COC. Members of the
Yeah,
COC, they are unrelated financial.
financial creators. Yeah,
Besides that, who will be invited to the meetings?
suspended board of directors or
Right,
partners of LLP,
right.
and if the aggregate of due is more than 10%,
Is not less than 10. The
yeah,
word
is
is
not less
not less
than
than 10. So even if
10%.
it is 10, they will be
Yeah.
invited.
Oh, yeah, not less than 10%. then operational creditors, or it's only one operational creditor. One
Hmm.
representative of operational creditor can attend the COC meeting.
Ah. Acha, have you heard this concept of authorized representative? What is an authorized representative? Any
Uh,
idea?
no, no, sir.
Okay. Actually, let us read this regulation number 2, class of creditors. It says class of creditors means a class with at least 10 financial creditors. Okay. Now, let us read this definition of authorized representative. Authorized representative is this. Choice regulation number 4A. So please read. Please read
On
this.
an examination of books of account
Ah.
and other relevant records of the corporate debtor,
Hmm.
the IRP shall as okay,
हाँ वो ascertain ही है वो थोड़ा सा अलग अलग हो गया हाँ
okay,
हाँ.
class of creditors, if any,
So first
for
first thing here. So first of all, who will ascertain the class of creditors?
IRP
How he will ascertain?
based on the books of accounts and
Right.
other.
So he will examine the books of account and whether in every situation there will be a class of creditors or there may or may not be a class of creditors.
May or may not be.
Right. Very correct. Now, next, please read next.
For representation of creditors in a class ascertained under subregulation 1 in the committee, the IRP shall identify 3 insolvency professionals
Hmm.
who are not his relatives or related parties,
Hmm.
have
Not
their
his
addresses.
relatives, matlab not the relative of the IRP or
Ha,
related party, matlab related party of the COC, CD.
okay,
हाँ जी.
okay. Have
Yes.
their addresses as registered with the board in the state or union territory as the case may be, which has highest number of creditors in the class as per their addresses in the records of the corporate data,
Hmm.
provided that where such state or union territory does not have an adequate number of IPs,
Hmm.
the IP having address in the nearby state or union territory as the case may be shall be considered.
Hmm.
Uh, so eligible to be RP under regulation
Hmm.
3
Hmm.
are willing to act as authorized representative of creditors in the class.
Hmm. Next point.
The, the IRP shall obtain the consent of each insolvency professional identified in subregulation 2 to act as authorized representative of creditors in class in the class in form AB of the schedule 1.
Now, you tell me you have been appointed as an IRP and you want to appoint authorized representative. Okay. So how you will
Yeah.
go about it? First of all, what you do? What you will do?
Classification of creditors.
Right. First of all, you will go through the books of accounts. I know.
Yeah.
And you will ascertain whether there is any class of creditors. Second question, whether there can be more than one class of creditors.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Can you give some example of class of creditors?
Uh,
Because there can be a class only in respect of financial creditors.
correct.
Any minimum number? Minimum number also we have seen. Class of creditors means a class with at least 10 financial creditors.
Creditors.
So
Okay.
if there are less than 10, then there cannot be any class.
Class. Okay.
So class of creditors could be say a group of underwriters. You know, the
Ah,
company made a public issue and there are underwriters, there are merchant bankers, there are commission agents. You know?
correct.
So
Okay.
all these will be class of creditors. A home
Great.
buyers, deposit holders, debenture holders. So all
Correct.
these will be covered under class of creditors.
Correct.
It is given in section 21 6A also, clause B. Okay.
Okay.
Now you have identified that there is a class. Okay. Now what you will do?
Yeah, we have to appoint the representatives.
Yes. So how many representatives you have to appoint?
Identify 3 IPs. Yeah, three. The
Yes.
IRP shall identify 3 insolvency professionals.
Yes. So first of all, what you will do? you will go through the list of creditors, okay, class
हाँ.
of creditors. You will see their addresses and you will see that which insolvency professional is near to them. Okay.
Okay.
Suppose there are say 1000 creditors in that class. Okay. Now
Okay.
500 creditors belong to say Punjab. So
हाँ.
now you will identify the insolvency professional who is having his professional address of Punjab.
Okay.
Okay. Second says Haryana. 200 are from Haryana. So you will identify the second insolvency professional from Haryana. And suppose third is from Assam. Then you will identify from Assam. Suppose
Hmm.
in Assam there are not adequate number of insolvency professionals. Then you will go to nearby state.
Okay.
This is the meaning. Okay.
Understood. Understood.
Now you have identified these three insolvency professionals. Ultimately, you have to select one. Okay. So now
Okay.
what you will do when you are giving the public announcement, you will give the names of all these insolvency professionals. Let me show you the copy of public announcement. So when you are doing public announcement, you will give all these three names and you will ask the class of creditors to select one of them. Form, form number A. Form A is
A,
public
B.
announcement. Now
Yeah.
in this, please read column number 13.
The name of insolvency professionals identified to act as authorized representative of creditors in a class. Three names for each class. Yeah.
So they will give three names here
Three names. Okay.
in the public announcement. Now, when the people are submitting their claim form, they will indicate that what is their preferred choice out of these three.
Okay.
Because ultimately one has to be selected. Okay?
हाँ.
So now, and you will obtain their written consent also. Written consent in form number AB.
A, B.
Okay? Now, this is form number CA. Okay? Submission
Hmm.
of claim by financial creditors in a class.
Hmm.
So when this class of creditors, when they are submitting their claim, there is a specified form for that, form CA.
C, A.
In
Okay.
form number CA, they will indicate that which is their preferred choice. Okay? Yeah. Number 11. Please read number 11.
Name of insolvency professional in
Ah,
IP who will act as the authorized representative of creditors of the class.
right. Okay? So now, and this will be by number. So whosoever have submitted their claim by 14th day from the insolvency commencement date, and based on that voting, based on that indication, he will recommend that name to the adjudicating authority, and that adjudicating authority will appoint that AR. So this is the process. I hope you are clear about this process now.
Yeah, yeah, yes.
है ना? So if you just have to summarize, how you will summarize? First thing, suppose you have to prepare a flow chart for this. So can you prepare a flow chart?
Uh, yeah.
Tomorrow you do it in the group. You can post. So first
Okay.
thing, you will go through the books of accounts. You
Hmm.
will
Hmm.
ascertain whether there is any class.
Hmm. Hmm.
There can be more than one class also. Then you will
Yeah.
identify three insolvency professionals.
Yeah.
You will give their name in the public announcement. And then
Correct.
this the class of creditors, they will give their choice in form number CA. And
C.
based on
Yeah.
that, you will recommend that particular name to the adjudicating.
Authority. Yeah.
So ultimate appointing authority is the adjudicating. Whether you will obtain the consent of the insolvency professional also, the answer is yes. And
Yes. Yes.
that consent is there in form number
A, B.
AB. Written consent to act as authorized representative. So whether you will obtain this consent from all the three or only one?
All the three.
Yes. Very correct. Okay. So you will obtain this consent from all the
Three. Yeah.
three. Okay. So this class of creditors also is okay. Now, Do you know there is a concept of facilitator also recently? This
No,
concept
sir.
has been recently introduced.
Okay.
So what is that concept of facilitator? Any idea?
No, sir. I didn't heard about this.
Okay. Yes. Let me do this. Facilitator.
I think it is written as felicitator.
Hmm?
The spelling, sir, felicitator.
हाँ हाँ हाँ, वो फैसिलिटेटर होना चाहिए, वो गलत हो गया। फैसी राइट, ये क्यों नहीं करता? ये तो मिलना चाहिए। चलो कोई बात नहीं, मैं देख लेता हूँ। हाँ, तो कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ फैसिलिटेटर इज देयर, जस्ट लेट मी सी। यस ओके, अच्छा। फैसिलिटेटर में इन्होंने एफ ए किया है ना? हाँ, एफ ए है, ठीक है। हाँ, सो दिस इज दी प्रोविजंस रिगार्डिंग फैसिलिटेटर। तो फैसिलिटेटर देख लेते हैं। लेट अस सी दिस कॉन्सेप्ट बिकॉज इट इज ए न्यू कॉन्सेप्ट, है ना? ऑथराइज रिप्रेजेंटेटिव, ये फीस वगैरह भी दे रखा है। नाउ लेट अस सी दिस कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ फैसिलिटेटर। व्हाट इज दिस कॉन्सेप्ट? But prior to this, let us see what is the duties of this authorized representative. So this authorized representative actually is a postman. So he is the link between the IRP or RP and the class of creditors. Okay?
Creator.
The
Yeah.
authorized representative shall circulate the agenda to creditors in a class and may seek their preliminary views because there are so many financial creditors. Suppose 5,000 home buyers are there. Now you cannot invite all the
Correct.
5,000 home buyers to that meeting. So what you will do?
Hmm.
Only one authorized representative will come to the meeting on behalf of all the home buyers, and
Yeah.
he will in turn communicate it to them prior to the meeting that okay, this is the agenda, this is the meeting, and all those things. He will circulate this information.
Okay.
IRP will give the information to AR, and AR will give this information to class of creditors.
Correct. Correct.
Whether IRP will directly communicate with class of creditors, the answer is no. He will
No.
communicate only with the AR.
Yeah.
ठीक है? Now, what is the duty? These are the duties. ठीक है? The authorized representative shall. So please read this provision. What is
The
this?
authorized representative
हाँ
shall
हाँ,
assist the creditors in a
just a minute.
class.
Just a minute. Uh, ये मैं इसको थोड़ा सा जूम कर देता हूँ. Just let me zoom. Because if these concepts are clear, na, so you will be able to easily understand. Yes.
Yeah,
So
the
please read
authorized
it.
representative shall assist the creditors in a class he represents in understanding the discussion and creditors' considerations of committee meetings and facilitate informed decision making.
Hmm.
Review the contents of minutes prepared by the RP and provide his comments to the resolution professional, if any.
Hmm.
Help the creditors in a class he presents during the consultations made by the resolution professionals to prepare a strategy for marketing of assets of corporate data in terms of sub-regulation 1 of regulation 36C. Work in collaboration with creditors in a class he represents to enhance the marketability of the assets of the corporate debtor in terms of sub-regulation 3 of regulation 36C. Assist the creditors in a class he represents in evaluating the resolution plans submitted by resolution applicants.
Hmm.
Ensure that the creditors in a class he represents have access to any information or documents required to form an opinion on issues discussed in the committee meetings. Update regularly the creators in a class. He represents on the progress of the corporate CARP process. Makes suggestions for modifications of the resolution plan as may be required by the creators in a class he represents. Record meetings of me, record proceedings and prepare minutes of the meeting with creators in a class he represents. Act as a representative of creators in a class he represents in representations before the adjudicating authority, NCLT or National Company Law Appellate Tribunal and other regulatory authorities.
Hmm. So now you have understood that he is doing all these things. है ना? He
Yeah,
is
yeah,
interacting with the class of creators. He is making them understand the resolution
correct,
plan, the marketing strategy. He is reviewing the minutes which are prepared by the RP and so many other things. Now,
correct.
there are two roles. When we read all this, we come to know that there are two roles of the authorized representative. One is to attend the meetings
Yeah,
of the COC. है ना? This is
hmm,
one. And second is he is also convening the meetings with the
correct,
class of creators.
correct,
है
sir.
ना?
Right.
So, whether for this attending the meetings, what is the fees?
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
So that authorized representative shall be entitled to receive fee.
ये ये फीस ये पहला वाला ए
Yeah,
प्लस
yeah, yeah.
हाँ दिस इज द फीस ये वाला व्हाट इज द फीस
Okay. Number of creators in the class 10 to 100. Fee per meeting of the committee 30,000.
हम्म
Okay. 100 to 1,000 40,000 per
हम्म
meeting. More than 1,000 50,000.
whether he is entitled for out of pocket expenses also.
Yes,
Suppose he is residing in Punjab, ठीक है.
correct.
Now meeting is in Delhi, so he has to
Correct.
travel. So
Yeah.
whether he is entitled for out of pocket expenses also, or this is consolidated amount.
Out of pocket also.
Yes, right. And that point is covered in insolvency resolution process cost. So if you see the definition of insolvency resolution process cost, then it talks of the out of pocket expenses of the AR. Now, second type of fees. Second type of fees is that he is convening meetings also with the class of
Yeah.
creditors. So
Yeah.
for that also, whether he is entitled for any fees, that is given in point number.
Yes. B. Authorized
Ah,
representative shall be entitled to receive for every meeting of the class of creators convened by him in the following manner. Number of creators in the class 10 to 100, 10,000 for per meeting of creators in class. Yeah, 100, 1 to 1,000, 12,000, more than 1,000, 15,000.
now, point number C and D also you can read.
The payment of fee to the authorized representative shall be part of insolvency. Okay, CRP process in respect of two meetings with creators he represents corresponding to the meeting of the committee of creators.
So actually,
The
he can
yeah,
conduct only two meetings per meeting. Suppose there is a meeting of COC. Before that, he can convene two meetings. And for convening
okay,
these two meetings, this is the fees.
okay.
Now, point number D. Yes.
The fee for any additional meeting beyond two meetings corresponding to a meeting of COC shall part of insolvency process cost subject to approval of the COC.
So for two meetings, he is okay. Two meetings,
Okay,
है ना? But beyond two meetings, he has to take the approval of COC.
COC.
Yes. Point number 9 also you can read.
The authorized representative shall circulate the agenda to creators in a class and may seek their preliminary views on any item in the agenda to enable him to effectively participate in the meeting of committee.
Actually, all these things are being done electronically. So,
Yeah,
whose duty it is to provide the means of communication? Because he has to have a means of communication. This
yeah.
authorized
It is our
representative for interacting with class of creators, he is to have a means of communication. So, who will provide that means of communication? Whether the IRP or AR himself will arrange.
IRP should arrange.
Right. IRP will provide the means of communication between the AR and class of creators.
Like generally, what will be the this thing, sir? Any mail communication or
No, no, no. It will be actually there are voting actually platforms. So voting
okay?
platforms are there which are provided by specialized agencies. So IRP
Hmm.
hires them and he provides them. So the AR will interact with the class of creators. He will provide them user ID, login ID, etc. And they will vote.
Understood.
Yes. So this is the
Yeah.
process. Now next point is this we have read, है ना? The authorized representative. This we have read. Now next point is appointment of facilitators. So
Yeah.
when we read section 7, in section 7 we read that the application by home buyers can be filed by minimum 100 or 10% of the total number of home
10%
buyers.
of the total,
है ना?
whichever is this.
हाँ.
Yeah.
Now let us read this provision, which is a recent provision, appointment of facilitators. Yes, please.
So where the number of creators in a class exceeds 100, the
हाँ.
committee may
1000.
direct,
So this is
sorry,
important.
1000. Yeah, yeah,
So,
okay.
so number of creators in a class exceed 1000. Only then
1000.
facilitators can be appointed.
The committee may direct the IRP or RP, as the case may be, to appoint an insolvency professional other than the IRP, RP, and authorized representative, okay, or any other person as a facilitator for a subclass within the class in a class subject to the following conditions.
तो
The
देर विल बी ए
appointment of
सब क्लास विद इन ए क्लास.
okay when
क्लास
there
के
is
भी नीचे
more
आ
than
गया सब क्लास.
yeah when there are more than 1000.
यस.
Okay. So, subject to the following conditions, the appointment of facilitator shall be considered only if, after the first meeting of the committee, a subclass comprising of at least 100 creators out of total number of creators in a class request for inclusion of an agenda for such appointment along with the name of proposed facilitator.
So there are
The number
two
of
conditions. First
yeah,
condition is number of creators in a
more
class exceed 1000.
1000.
And
Yeah.
second is at least 100 creators out of the total number of creators. है ना?
Okay.
So they
Hmm.
request.
Yeah, request
So
for
both these
inclusion
things
of
should be there.
the total
Yes.
number of facilitators shall not exceed 5.
Yeah, this is also important.
Okay.
Hmm.
And the fee for facilitator for each subclass shall be 25% of fee specified for authorized
हाँ,
representative.
20%.
Sorry, sir.
Hmm.
A 20% of fee
Hmm.
specified for authorized representative, and such fee shall be part of the insolvency resolution
Yes.
process cost.
Hmm. Yes, please read.
The committee may replace the facilitator on the recommendation of a majority of members of subclass.
So now, if we want to summarize this provision, appointment of facilitator, first of all, how many creators should be there in that class in order for
Yeah, more than 1000.
more than one, number one? How many can
Yeah,
recommend?
100, at least 100.
हाँ, at least 100 out of the total number of creators. ठीक है.
Yeah,
टोटल नंबर ऑफ फैसिलिटेटर्स कितना होना चाहिए?
shall
मैक्सिमम
not
कितना हो सकता है?
maximum 5.
यस. ठीक है. एंड फीस कितना होगा?
Shall be 20% of fees specified for
राइट.
the AR.
ऑथराइज. सो एआर का फीस हमने देख लिया.
हाँ,
एआर का फीस हमने देख लिया ना.
correct, sir.
अब ये जो है इसका फीस कितना होगा? उसका 20% होगा, क्योंकि
Percent,
5 होंगे तो बराबर हो जाएगा, है ना?
correct,
टोटल 5 का मिला करके एआर की फीस के बराबर हो जाएगा, है ना?
correct. Yeah.
नाउ लेट अस सी द रोल्स एंड रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ द फैसिलिटेटर. 16D.
The roles and responsibilities of facilitator shall include the following: facilitating communication between AR and creators of the subclass. So attending the meetings of committee as observers to facilitate communication between creators of the respective subclass. Okay. Providing the information and clarification to the creators in a subclass about the insolvency process as per the advice of authorized representative. So any other tasks assigned by committee to improve representation and communication.
So this is the roles and responsibilities. So he is actually representing that subclass.
Club. Yeah,
है
yeah.
ना? And it is similar to the role of authorized representative. Authorized
Representative, but
representative is communicating with all the persons in the class
class.
of creditors, but
Yeah.
he is representing a particular subclass.
Oh,
है
yeah.
ना? ये थोड़ा
Yes.
जूनियर हो गया उससे,
Uh,
है ना? So now this
correct.
point is also clear. Now, please tell me how this voting takes place. Any idea about voting?
The COC.
Voting.
Yeah, yeah. In the COC, Committee of Creators,
Yes.
based on their uh, value of outstanding.
Yes. We can read this provision.
Yeah, voting by committee. The action listed in section 28, subsection 1 shall be considered in the following in the meeting of the committee.
So, do you have any idea what are the actions which are given in section 28?
No.
Okay. So, actually, let us go through section 28 first. So, section 28 says that there are certain decisions which are major decisions. Okay. So, for those major decisions, IRP or RP cannot act on his own. So, he has to take the approval of the committee. He has to take prior approval of the committee
Okay.
with
Okay.
66%. These are
Yeah, yeah.
major
True that.
decisions. So, let us read this section 28 first. What it says.
Okay. This I know. So, approval of committee of creators for certain actions,
Hmm.
notwithstanding anything contained in the any other law. For the time being in force, the RP during the CIRP shall not take any of the following action without prior approval of the COC, namely
Hmm.
raise any interim finance in excess of amount as may be decided by the COC in their meetings.
Hmm.
Create any security interest over the assets of the corporate debtor.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah, change in capital structure of the corporate debtor, including by way of issuance of additional securities, creating a new class of securities, buyback, redemption of issued securities in case the corporate debtor is a company, record any change in the ownership interest of the corporate debtor, give instruction to the financial institutions, maintaining the accounts of corporate debtor for debit transactions from any such accounts in excess of amount as may be decided by the COC in their meetings, undertake any related party transaction, amend any constitutional document of the corporate debtor, delegate its authority to any other person, dispose of or permit the disposal of shares of any shareholder of the corporate debtor or their nominees to third parties, make any changes in the management of corporate debtor or its subsidiary, transfer rights or financial debts or operational debts under material contracts otherwise than in the ordinary course of business. Yeah. Make changes in the appointment or terms of contract of such personnel as specified by committee of creators. Make changes in appointment or terms of contract of statutory auditors, internal auditors of corporate data. Yeah. The resolution professional shall convene a meeting of COC and seek the vote of creators prior to taking of any actions under subsection 1. No action under subsection 1 shall be approved by COC unless approved by 66% of the voting shares. Yeah. Where any action under subsection 1 is taken by RP without seeking approval of COC in manner as required in this section, such act shall be void.
Hmm.
The COC may report the actions of RP under subsection 4 to the board for taking necessary action against him under
Hmm.
this code.
So, I think now you have understood section 28.
8, yeah.
है ना?
Yes.
So, basically,
Yes.
important decisions, so they can
Two-third
be taken
majority.
only by the COC. So, he has to take the prior approval of COC. And if he does not take prior approval, then these actions will be void. है ना?
Yeah, yeah.
Now, we were
Disciplinary.
at the voting. Voting कैसे होता है? Voting. Voting by the
Yeah.
committee. So, we were at this regulation. So, first we have read actions listed in section 28.1 shall be
It
considered in
once
meetings of the
considered in
committee.
the committee.
Yes.
Any action other than those listed in section 28 subsection 1 require approval of committee may be considered in meeting of the committee.
Oh, so for first they are using the word shall,
हाँ.
है ना? And
Second
for
maybe.
second they are using the word may.
Maybe. Yeah.
ठीक है, next.
The RP shall take a vote of the members of committee present in the meeting on any item listed for voting after discussion on the same.
So first of all they will discuss and then they will seek.
Yeah. Okay. After conclusion of vote at the meeting, RP shall announce the decision taken on items along with the name of members of the committee who voted for against the decision, abstained from voting. The RP shall circulate minutes of the meeting by electronic means to all the members of the committee and authorize representative, if any, within 48 hours of the conclusion of the meeting, and seek a vote of members who did not vote at the meeting on the matters listed for voting by electronic voting system in accordance with the regulation 26, where the voting shall be kept open from circulation of minutes for such time as decided by the committee, which shall not be less than 24 hours and shall not exceed 7 days.
So I'll give you an example. I will give you an example here. Suppose somebody from the bank has come to the meeting.
Okay.
And there is a agenda item which requires 66% approval. है ना? 66% vote.
Okay.
Now this person says, sir, I have to seek permission from my regional office or from my head office. है ना? So I cannot vote as of now. है ना?
Okay.
So what they will do? They will keep the voting window open.
Open, yeah.
Earlier, this voting window was kept open for months together till the decision came from RO or head office. Because suppose any action requires 66% approval, है ना? 66% votes, and he is a major financial creditor. So you have to seek his vote, है ना?
Okay.
So here now they have restricted this period to 7 days. So
7
they
days.
say you cannot keep the voting window open beyond 7 days. So there could be a situation where suppose only 40% voted in favor, है ना? And 60% they said, they requested that okay, please keep the voting window open because we have to obtain approval from our higher ups, है ना?
Yeah.
Say from regional office or head office. So this maximum time for which this voting window can be kept open is 7 days. This is the meaning.
Okay.
Yes.
Provided that on a request for extension made by a creator, the voting window shall be extended in increment of 24 hours.
Yes. So it says that if a request is made for extension by a creator, voting window shall be extended in increments of 24 hours period.
Hours, yeah.
Yes.
Provided further that the RP shall not extend the voting window where the matters listed for voting have already received requisite majority vote and one extension has been given after the receipt of requisite majority vote.
That means there is a agenda item which requires 66% approval. Okay. He has already received the 66% approval. But one person is requesting that you still extend it. So it says only one extension shall be given in such a situation. So there could be two situations. First situation could be 66% is not yet complete. In that case, he will keep it for 7 days. But suppose 66% voting has already been done in favor. In that case, he will give only one extension. Okay? This is the meaning. Now, how this authorized representative will vote? This is important. How this authorized representative will vote?
So based on the consensus.
Based on the instructions. Yeah. Now let us read section 25A also. So section 25A, 3 and 3A. Whether he can vote on his own?
No.
or he has to keep the instructions.
He has to keep the instruction of class operators.
Right. Now, suppose, so what is the evidence that he has actually carried out the instructions? By suppose financial creditor asked him to vote in favor of the resolution,
Favor.
but he
Yeah.
voted against. So then
Ah.
how it will be proved?
So there will be proceeds, minutes of the meeting.
Three and three, 25. Yeah. Yeah. Well, please read point number 4 for getting the answer to my question.
Okay. So the authorized representative shall file with the committee of creditors any instructions received by way of physical or electronic means from financial creditor he represents for voting in accordance therewith. To ensure that the appropriate voting instructions of the financial creditor he represent is correctly recorded by the IRP or resolution professional as the case
Ah,
may be.
okay. So what is important is he will file
Yes,
the
file.
instructions.
Yeah.
है ना? So that whatever he has voted, that is exactly as per the instructions. Suppose somebody did not give any instruction, then what he will do?
The majority people
No, no. My point is that he is
okay,
representing a class of creditors. है ना?
creditors. Okay.
And
Ah,
suppose a particular creditor did not give him any instruction, then what he will do? It is given in point number 3. Point number 3, second proviso. Please read second proviso. Point number 3, second proviso.
provided
Ah,
provided further that
just a minute.
if any financial creditor does not give prior instructions
Hmm.
through physical or electronic means, the
Hmm.
authorized representative shall abstain from voting on behalf of such creditor.
Yes. है ना?
Okay.
So, if no instructions, no vote.
No.
है ना? Now, there are various types of decisions. ठीक है? Suppose section 12A, you know? Any idea about section 12A? What is section 12A? Section 12A talks of withdrawal application.
90%. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that time.
So please read
90%.
this.
Withdrawal of application admitted
Section
under
12A.
section,
Yes.
yeah,
Hmm.
7, 9, 10.
Ah.
Yeah, regulation 30A. The adjudicating authority may allow the withdrawal of application admitted under section 7, 9, 10 on an application made by the applicant with the approval of the 90% of voting share of the COC in such a manner as may be specified.
Ah. Now, let us again go to section 25. 25, 3 and 3A. Yes. So please read from 25A.
The rights and duties of the
Yes.
authorized representative of financial creditors.
Yes.
The authorized representative under subsection 6, 6A of section 21, subsection or subsection 5 of section 24 shall have the right to participate vote in meetings of the COC on behalf of financial creditor he represents in accordance with the prior voting instructions of such creditors obtained through physical or electronic means.
Hmm.
It shall be the duty of the AR to circulate the agenda minutes of the meeting of the CO of the COC to the financial creditor he represents.
Hmm.
The AR shall not act against the interest of the financial creditor he represents, shall always act in accordance with their prior instructions,
Hmm.
provided that if the AR represents several financial creditors, then he shall cast his vote in respect of each financial creditor in accordance with the instructions received from the each financial creditor to the extent of his voting share. Yeah. Provided further that if any financial creditor does not give prior instructions through physical or electronic means, he shall abstain from the voting.
Right. Number 3A.
Notwithstanding anything contained to the contrary obtained in subsection 3, the AR under subsection 6A of the section 21 shall cast his vote on behalf of all financial creditors he represents in accordance with the decision taken by way of more than 50% of voting share of financial creditors he represents who have their casting.
Yes. So this is very important. There are 3 things. Number 1, on behalf of all the financial creditors. Second point, more than 50%. Third, who have cast their vote. So let us understand this point by way of an example. Okay. So let me open an Excel sheet for this to understand this particular point. I hope this screen is visible to you.
Yes.
Okay. So here, as you can see, the debt due to debt due to home buyers is 200 lakhs.
Okay.
So now suppose there are 200 home buyers. For the sake of simplicity, we can assume that there are 200 home buyers and each is having a debt of 1 lakh.
Okay.
So now suppose out of 200 only 150 voted. It is possible.
Okay.
Everybody may or may not vote.
Yes.
So suppose only 150 voted and 80 voted in favor of the resolution. There is a particular resolution. And 80% voted in favor. That means 120 voted in favor and 30 voted against that resolution.
Okay.
Rest 50, they abstained. So now, how this voting percentage will be calculated?
So,
because first point, number 1, more than 50% have voted in favor.
Yes.
Because so more than 50% will be taken of what? 200 or 150?
150.
Right, very correct. So out of 150, suppose 120 have voted in favor. That means more than 50% have voted in favor. So that means it will be presumed that all the 200 lakhs worth of debt, they have voted in favor.
Okay.
So their voting percentage will be taken as 50%. This is the meaning.
Yeah.
I hope now it is clear.
Clear.
And I'll share this Excel sheet also with you.
Sure.
So this is the meeting. Yes. Next point. But this will be in respect of class of creditors.
Yeah.
This is
Provided
regarding class of creditors. But
Creditors.
suppose there is a resolution for a withdrawal application.
Okay.
So in that case, individual voting has to be considered. In that case, in case of, yes, please read, provided that
for a vote to be present, for a vote to be cast in respect of an application under section 12A, which is withdrawal, the authorized representative shall cast his vote in accordance with the provisions of subsection 3.
So 3 is different, 3A is different. 3A talks of more than 50%. So that example we have just now seen. Out of 200, 150 voted, 150 casted the vote, and more than 50% they casted in favor. That means we will presume that all the 200 they voted in favor. है ना?
Favor.
This is the
Yes.
understanding of 3A. But
3A.
suppose it
Yeah.
is a 12A application. And
Yeah.
in 12A application also, out of 200 lakhs, only 150 lakhs voted. Okay? And 120
Okay.
voted in favor. So that means we will assume that only 120 voted. So
Okay.
120 out of 200 will be considered, not 200. This is the difference.
Okay.
If it is a 12-way application, then each vote has to be calculated accordingly. But in case of class of creditors, more than 50% means 100.
Okay.
है
Understood.
ना? I hope now it
Yeah.
is clear.
Clear. Clear.
Yes. So this is the provision. Okay. So this also we have seen. Any idea about information memorandum? What is this information memorandum?
Uh, so this in it has to be prepared by the RP, so which enables the resolution applicants to submit the resolution plan.
Why? Right. Very correct. What are the contents of this information memorandum?
Majorly list of assets
Right.
and
Whether it is book value
and
or fair market value, what is that?
uh, it should be fair market value. I
Right.
guess only it should be fair market value. Yeah. Then only no the applicant can make a decision.
Yes.
He can decide.
Is there any timeline also?
I think he
You
has
can
to
read from
prepare
regulation number 36. Now let us read
36.
regulation number 36. Yes, please.
Yeah, subject to sub-regulation 4, the RP shall submit a IM in electronic form to each member of committee on or before or 95th day from the insolvency commencement date. Yeah.
So
Okay.
this is the time.
Okay.
Yes. Please
So
read.
the IM shall highlight the key selling propositions and contain all relevant information, which serves as a comprehensive document conveying significant information about the corporate data, including its operation, financial statement, to prospective resolution applicant, and shall contain the following details of the corporate data.
Hmm. These are the details. Yes, please.
Yeah, yeah. So assets and liabilities, including contingent liabilities with such description as on insolvency commencement date, as are generally necessary for the ascertaining their values. Explanation. Description includes detail uh, such as date of acquisition, cost of acquisition, remaining useful life, identification number, depreciation charge, book value, geographical coordinates of fixed assets, and any other relevant details. Latest annual financial statements, audited financial statement of corporate data for at least for last 2 financial years and provisional financial statements of the current financial year made up to a date not earlier than 14 days of the date of application. Okay. So the list of creditors contain the name of creditors, the amount claimed by them, the amount of their claims admitted, and security interest, if any, in respect of such claims. Particulars of debt due from to the corporate debtor with respect to related parties. Details of guarantee that have been given in relation to the debts of corporate debtor by other persons, specifying which of the guarantor is a related party. The name and address of the members or partners holding at least 1% stake in the corporate debtor along with the size of the stake. Details of all material litigation and ongoing investigation or proceeding initiated by government and statutory authorities. Number of workers and employees, liabilities of corporate data towards them.
Hmm.
A comprehensive overview including snapshot of business performance, key contracts, key investigation, investment highlight, other factors which bring out the value as a going concern over and above the assets of corporate data, such as brought forward losses in income tax return, input credit of GST, key employees, key customers, supply chain linkages, utility connections, and other pre-existing facilities. Details of business evolution, industry overview, key growth drivers in which of corporate data having a book value of total assets exceeding 100 crores rupees as per the last available financial statements. fair value, provided that the committee may decide not to disclose the fair value if, for reasons to be recorded in writing, it considers such non-disclosure to be beneficial for the resolution process.
So this may or may not be given, you know, depending upon the
Yeah,
decision
yeah.
of the COC.
Okay, but logic is that suppose if I fair value sometimes if it is less, then it
Yes,
how it will be
right.
beneficial. If it is less, then
If it
yeah,
is
it will
less,
be
then actually fair value, actually what the resolution applicant will do based on the fair value, he will become biased. First of all,
correct.
he will give his bid something more than the
Mm.
fair value. But suppose fair value
Yes,
itself is less, so
correct,
then
sir.
if it is
Yeah,
not given, it is better.
correct.
है ना?
So
Let him bid on his own.
yeah, other information which is a resolution professional deemed relevant to the committee. A member of committee may request the resolution professional for further information of nature of described in this regulation. The resolution professional shall provide such information to all members within reasonable time if such information has a bearing on the resolution plan. The creator shall provide to resolution professional the latest financial statements and other relevant financial information of the corporate data available with them. The resolution professional shall share the information memorandum after receiving an undertaking from the member of committee to the effect that such member or uh,
Hmm.
the resolution applicant shall maintain confidentiality of the information, shall not use such information to cause an undue gain, undue loss to self or any other person, and comply with requirement under section 2 of section 29.
So you have got a fair idea as to
Uh,
what is to be given in the information memorandum.
information memorandum.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what is this invitation for expression of interest? Any idea? Form
Yeah.
G.
So he has to RP has to give the information, publish the IM, inviting the expression of interest from the resolution
Yes,
applicants.
actually, this is the first point of interaction.
Point.
So he
Yeah.
shall publish brief particulars. So just
Uh,
imagine that somebody is looking for a matrimonial alliance. So what he will do? He will give an ad in the
just
paper, है ना?
biodata. Yeah.
Giving brief particulars. So this is something similar.
Okay.
So if they are publishing in newspapers, that okay, they are inviting expression of interest
Mm,
from the interested parties. And there
okay.
is a timeline also. What is the timeline?
Not later than 60th day from CRP commencement.
Ha.
Insolvency commencement. Yeah.
Hmm. And whether they can invite for each real estate project or group of projects. This is the
Each
latest
real estate.
amendment. And they say
Yeah. Yeah.
that they may invite a resolution plan for each real
For
estate project or
each
group of
project.
projects. Now let us see
Okay.
this form G. है ना? Form G, let
Yeah.
us have a look at form G. What is this form G? This is form G.
Yeah. Invitation for expression EOI
Hmm.
for name of the corporate data operating in
Hmm.
industry 8 locations under subrogation 1 of regulation 36A of IBBI regulation
Now they've
160.
revised this form G also, and they've
Okay.
included certain timelines also here. So
Okay.
these are the timelines. Last date for receipt, date of issue of provisional list, last date for submission of objections, date of issue of final list. So all these things are given here. Right?
Okay.
Now let us again go back to this form G. Yes. So this form G, where it will be published?
In the newspaper,
Yes.
in
Hmm.
one and in one English and one regional paper language with wide circulation at the location of the registered office and principal office, if any of the corporator, and any other location wherein the opinion of the resolution professional, the corporate data conduct material business operations on the website of, if any of the corporate data on the website, if any designated by the board for the purpose, in any other manner as may be decided by the committee. Form G in the Schedule 1 shall state whether the detailed invitation of expression of interest can be downloaded or obtained from
So it will give an
application.
indication. फॉर्म जी दे माइट गिवन ए यूआरएल है ना, लिंक दे देगा
Okay.
कि भाई यू कैन
हाँ
गेट दिस डिटेल्ड एक्सप्रेशन ऑफ इंटरेस्ट फ्रॉम डिटेल्ड इनविटेशन फॉर
हाँ
एक्सप्रेशन ऑफ इंटरेस्ट, है ना. So they will contain the details of conditions, because there may be certain parameters. Every resolution applicant may not be eligible, है ना, to submit the
okay.
expression of interest. So they will give the detailed invitation for expression of interest, है ना. And they can provide the last date for submission of expression of interest also,
Enough interest,
which shall not
yes.
be less than 15 days from the date of issue of detailed invitation. Now, detailed invitation, what it will contain? Yes.
The detailed invitation referred to subsection subregulation 3 shall specify the criteria for prospective resolution applicants as approved by the committee in accordance with clause H of subsection 2 of section 25.
So if we
State
see section
ineligibility.
25, section 25 says that the IRP shall obtain the consent. Let us go to section 25. Twenty-five two H, very important section. This is 25 two H. Yes. What is this? Yes, please. We can read H point.
Invite prospective resolution applicant who fulfills such criteria as may be laid down by him with approval of COC, having regard to the complexity, scale of operations of the business of corporate debtor, and such other conditions as may be specified by the board to submit a resolution plan or
No,
plans.
actually, they are inviting resolution applicants. So they cannot invite, they cannot entertain each and everyone. है ना?
Yeah.
Suppose it's a big company. So they would like to have a resolution applicant who has got the exposure of such a big company. है ना?
Correct.
So they may specify the criteria regarding turnover, regarding net worth. है ना?
Correct.
So those will be given here. This is the point. And who will decide this criteria? RP
COs.
in consultation with COs.
COs.
है ना? And they will give this criteria in the detailed invitation for expression of interest. है ना? Because only those persons who are fulfilling that criteria, only they will submit the resolution plan. है ना? Not everybody. Suppose they have specified that, okay, the net worth of the resolution applicant should be 1000 crores. है ना? So the resolution applicant will have to give the proof also that he is having a net worth of 1000 crores.
Okay.
This is the meaning. Yes. Second point. 4B.
Okay. State the ineligibility norms under section 29A to the extent applicable for prospective resolution applicant.
Do you have any idea
Provides
about
that
29A? What is 29A? 29A talks of some ineligibility. Suppose somebody is a willful defaulter. Somebody is having NPA account. है ना?
yeah.
Somebody has been barred from accessing the securities market. Somebody has been
Market.
imprisoned. है ना?
Okay.
Somebody is
Yeah.
ineligible to become an independent director.
Correct.
There is an invocation of bank guarantee which remains unpaid. So all these conditions, in all these conditions, the resolution applicant is ineligible.
Ineligible. Okay.
So it will state the ineligibility norms. I know. Next point.
Provide such basic information about the corporate debtor as may be required by a prospective resolution applicant for expression of interest.
Yes.
Not require payment of any fee or any non-refundable deposit for submission of expression of interest.
Now, what is the difference between fee and non-refundable deposit? Fees is say processing fees. So they
Yeah.
cannot charge any processing fees for this. They
Okay.
cannot ask for any non-refundable deposit. Whether they
Deposit.
can ask for
Okay.
refundable deposit?
May. Yeah.
Yes. Because just to avoid non-serious application.
Yeah. Yeah.
है
Yes.
ना?
Yes.
Because somebody may
Uh,
be just interested in getting
window
information
shopping.
about the company. So they will
Okay.
say that,
Correct.
okay, you give a refundable deposit and it will be
Deposit.
refunded later.
Yeah.
Yes. Next.
Provide details of corporate debtors registration status as a MSME.
Hmm. So actually, this MSME criteria is also important because this 29A conditions, 29A contains various conditions in which the resolution applicant is ineligible. But
Renewable. Okay,
if the
sir.
CIRP is of MSME, then section 240 capital A says that
Okay.
29A C and H will not be applicable to
MS.
MSME. है ना? Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Provided.
Provided that the corporate debtor has any real estate project, the committee for an association or group of allottees in such real estate project representing not less than 10% or 100 out of the total number of creditors in a class, whichever is lower, may relax the following.
Hmm. So there could be a relaxation of conditions. Sometimes what happens is, in case of real estate projects, there are, say, welfare associations of the allottees.
Correct,
Allottees
sir.
themselves, they form their associations. And suppose that association is saying that, okay, we want to execute this project.
Uh,
है ना?
yeah.
So in that situation, the COC may relax this condition. What could be the
Okay.
relaxation? This could be the relaxation. Yes.
Eligibility criteria for submission of expression of interest provided in clause A and
Ah.
above and conditions regarding refundable deposit.
So, if a association, if they have formed an association, if the home buyers have formed an association and they are
Yeah.
submitting the resolution plan that they will execute the project, there have been cases where
Yeah.
they have executed the project. So, in that case, some relaxation may be given by the committee. This is the meaning.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Yes. Next point.
Any modification in the invitation for expression of interest may be made in the manner as initial invitation for expression of interest was made,
Hmm.
provided that such modification shall not be made more than once. Yeah.
So, you can issue Form G again also, but not more than once.
More
है ना?
than once. Okay.
मतलब 2 times you can issue. Modification cannot be more than once. Suppose you have issued Form G and you want to amend it, whether you can amend, the answer is yes. है ना? But that
Yeah.
modification cannot be done more than once. ठीक है?
Once.
Yes.
A prospective resolution applicant who meet the requirements of invitation for expression of interest may submit the expression of interest within the time specified in the invitation under clause B of subregulation 3.
हाँ तो एक बार देख लेते हैं क्लॉज बी ऑफ सब रेगुलेशन 3. क्लॉज बी ऑफ सब रेगुलेशन 3 क्या है? व्हाट इज दिस क्लॉज? 3B.
Ah,
This is 3B.
B. Provide that the last date for the submission of expression of interest, which shall not be less than the 55 days from the date of issue of the detailed
हाँ
invitation.
ठीक है. चलो
Okay.
नेक्स्ट देखते हैं. So I think we can stop here, है ना?
Yeah, yeah.
For today. So I
Okay.
tried to cover some basic things and I tried to
Okay.
clarify to you certain doubts also.
Yeah.
है ना? So this way we can continue tomorrow also. है ना?
Okay.
And I
Yeah.
think within 2-3 days you will be able to catch up with the group.
Okay, sir.
है ना?
So,
And
like,
I've shared some recordings also with you.